Hello guys, welcome to Jboss EAP 7 and my name is Veera. Today I will going to show you this topic, roles. Okay, in Jboss by default we have many roles. Okay, when you're trying to create any user in Jboss, by default we're going to act as a super user role. Okay, so the super user role is the big guy. So if you see this small table, okay, so this is a super user role by default. When you're trying to create it, it's going to act as a super user. Other than this, if you want to make it, okay, so based on the role, we have multiple roles available in Jboss. So these are the roles available in Jboss servers. Okay, so that I will show you from that bin console. So whatever a user going to create it by default will going to act as a super user. So okay, so we will how to create the users and how to assign these multiple roles, and so this is the basic stuff what role can be done what. Okay, we'll come back to here. So let me show you with Jboss EAP. So I will going to install and I will show you. So I want to go with the 7.1. So installation. So from the console I will install it. So the basic installation default stuff. Okay, so when you're trying to install here the jar stuff, it will going to ask you to create the user, admin user. Okay, so here this guy by default will going to act as a super user role. Okay, so this is the big guy. Okay, so by default if you want to enable role based authentication, role based user access, so we need to do some configuration changes in Jboss servers, then only the users are going to act according to that role. Okay, so how to do that, so I will show you. So here we done it. So I have installed this Jboss 7.1.0. so this is what installation folder. So now I enter into this. So just starting the server, very simple. Just I started my server, and so if you see here, it is started successfully, and the standalone configuration by default standalone.xml file. So this is what I started right now. Okay, so here so in the beginning, and so see here, so go to this line number around 80 or something. Okay, so here we have access control. Okay, so we have a provider. So this is simple. So this is the basic stuff. When it is this is actually the block. Right now we are going to talk about this role based access control. So RBAC the name is. So okay, so by default any user you create it. Okay, so user by default will going to act as a super user. Okay, so now we already created while installation of this jar. Let me log in into this and we will see that user is how the role is, what role is assigned. Okay, so I think it's already logged in, so let me sign out. So this is admin which we created. So I logged in. So this is what we created, admin user, but it is super user. Okay, super user is the by default super user, it's the big guy. So here it is showing this guy can do any a lot of stuff. So I think this 100% is the big guy. Okay, so by default is user is belongs to this super user role. Okay, this is the role user, super user role. Okay, what is the roles are available? If you see this, go to this access control stuff. So what it is saying is access control provider. If you want to enable a role based RBAC or role based access control stuff. Okay, so RBAC. Okay, if you want to enable this role based stuff, you need to change this provider is equal to RBAC. So that is what it is showing here. So provider is equal to simple. By default we have two providers, one is simple and one is RBAC. That's what it is trying to indicate. Please change this into RBAC, then you can make it the role based user access control. So this is what let me I save this command whatever it is showing here, then we will execute this and we will stop, we will change the step. Okay, done it. So you see this the roles. So we have 7 roles available in Jboss. So this guy is a super user, is a big guy. Okay, so any create a user and assign to this guy, so this guy can be done everything. Okay, so similarly we have multiple roles available in Jboss. These are the things. So we will create a few users and we will assign this into these roles, and the guys act according to that. Okay, for that case I have this small table. So let me create a very simple monitor, create a user and assign this monitor role, and create a user assigned to this deployer role. So this deployer can be done, what can be done by deployment stuff, can be changed, modify the running state. So that's what it indicates. And some monitoring, these guys can be do some monitoring state, and only this guy can do only monitoring, and this auditor can be do odd logs, related logs can be read and modify the related log stuff we can do. So that's what we are trying to make it this. So this is according to your requirement. Choose it, this is the role, and assign the user into that. So what we have to do here is first to change by default to the RBAC. So we need to provide this first. We need to modify this. Okay, this is the first step. We need to modify here. So the configuration changes. Then here this provider is going to change into RBAC. Then so what is it? First we need to create users. So what I will do is I have created 3 users. One is the development user, one is deployment user, and monitor users. Okay, 3 users I will going to create it. Okay, so the next create groups. Create a user and create a group, assign a group to the role. It's a link, it's something like this. So it's something like user we are going to assign into the groups, and groups assigned to the roles. It's something like that. So in this table, first dev user and deployment user and monitoring user, 3 users we're going to create it. Okay, then create a group and 3 assign user to groups. Okay, so user to groups. Okay, so groups to assign group to the role, create a groups, assign to roles. It's something like this. Create a user, then create a group assigned to the role, and assign user to the groups. So okay, automatically group is pointed to the roles. This something like this. Okay, so we will see this much stuff and we will come back to here. So this is the by default configuration. Look at this, it is going to be changed, keep changing. And first I want to create a users. So if you see here, these are the roles available. So the groups is empty. Right now we have to create this groups. That's what the step which is created. So creating the groups. Okay, so first let me create the users. So add user.sh. Okay, so management user. So first one is the user is dev user. So this dev user I'm creating purpose for the developers. The developers can be want to monitor the production logs. Okay, so I will assign this dev user into the ignore about the groups first. Okay, let me come back to the role. Okay, so this is a role. So what role can be have a permission regarding the logs? So this auditor is having logs. Okay, so this auditor role I will going to assign auditor. Okay, the user is belongs to this auditor. So that's what my requirement. I want to monitor the log, so that's why I created user. My target to assign this into the auditor role. Okay, a deployment user, my target is to do the deployment stuff. Okay, so who can be done the deployment? So here are multiple users, multiple roles is there. So it's about your requirement. Okay, so again this guy can be do this. Okay, so let me assign this as a deployer. Okay, stuff, and this is operator. Okay, so I want to do this deployer, the namesake just deployment. I will going to assign this deployer, and this monitor using, so assign to this role. The basic role is a monitor. Okay, monitor, and let me create one more user as well, and okay, admin. So admin already there. Let me create admin user. Okay, so admin user, this is the big guy. So okay, when you create admin user, so this guy is nothing but super user role. Okay, this is the big guy. Super user can be done everything. Okay, because we by default it is the configurations. Okay, so by default it is contain this configuration. We have to change it. So whatever user we create, it won't work. Okay, again we have to create the admin user as well. Okay, so for that case I am trying to create this one admin user. Okay, so this is the basic stuff. Okay, so we will going to see this stable. So dev user we created here, and the next one more user. The next is deployment user. Okay, this is the management deployment user. Password. Okay, this is guy is done. The next monitoring user. Okay, monitoring user is done. The next admin user. Admin user. Okay, done. We created 4 users. Everything is created successfully. Done. The next what? So well, let me create some groups here. So the groups, yes, groups. Add a group. So this first group for the development development purpose. So any user create assigned to this development. So this development, whatever user assigned to this group, automatically this group is belongs to development, right? So development is auditor. See here the development. So this is what auditors. Okay. So the group between these two development will comes into the picture. So any user you can create it. Okay, assigned to this group. Automatically this group we pointed to this auditor right now. So development, so auditor is the role I assigned. So any user you created assigned to this development will going to act as according to that role. So this group is belongs to auditor role. Okay, that's what it indicates. Again, next. So then deployment. So this is for deployment. So deployment, who will do deployer stuff, save it. And the next one more, and monitoring group, and this guy can do monitor. Then the last one is super guy. So this is called administrator. Okay, or super user. The group, his name is a simple super. So super user is the role. Okay, so done. So we created 4 groups, and each group is belongs to the role we assign. Deployer, auditor, monitoring is also monitor, super user is go per super user. So okay, if you see here, so this is the development, and this guy do deployment, and this guy do monitoring is a group, and the next one is this is admin user. Super user is we created the group, and we assigned to the, these are the default roles available. So I created a group. So create a next, any user assigned to this group, automatically this group is assigned to this role. So it's going to act according to that role. So that's what it is meaning of it. Okay, so then so we created a group, and we mapped a group to the role, and we created a user, but the user is not mapped with the role. Okay, sorry, group. So that's we are going to do it. That's it. So then the user is going to act according to that role. Okay, so done. So here the first step, let me do the changes from the CLI. Correct. Done. The first changes is whatever it is indicates, this is the one. Okay, the first changes, change the role provider name is. Okay, sorry about if you heard the big sounds, because Diwali in India, so all big sounds. Okay, so then reload is done. Okay, so if you see this configuration stuff, okay, so see this, the name got changed into RBAC, and see this, some stuff is got changed. So this is a step we changed into RBAC, and this provider, so that's what it is meaning. And here by default is this. Okay, so here we created a group and assigned to the role. Okay, created a group assigned to this role. So we created a monitoring group and assigned to this role. Cool. And of course we created a group, a super user also to the super user role. Okay, again sorry about that sound. Okay, so this is the stuff we done it. So the last step, user assigned to this user created as well. Okay, here see this basic reload authorization. Okay, so role mapping. So this is important step. This much. This is the last step. Role mapping. The role mapping we created. Currently we have available roles. We created a group to the role. So this is what it's coming into the picture. Only these 4 only. Okay, because these 4 are here. So deployer, monitor, auditor, and super user. Okay, so that's why it is coming all these 4. And mapping. So first, so which guy? Development, dev user. Dev user is auditor. Okay, auditor. Okay, so includes. So here we need to include some alias name. Include alias. Actually, it is okay. So this is dev user. Dev user like alias. Alias. Okay, so let it be. So here what I'm trying to add is the name. So this is my dev user. So this is important. The name of the user is here, and what accept type is, so this guy is a user. Done. So once this step is done, let me see this what has happened here. The configuration changes. So XML can be understood very easily, so that's what I want to show you here. See this. So this is now the dev user. Now I assign to this role called auditor. That's what it is, the meaning of this. So that auditor, this is the role mapping, this guy user, this user. Okay, so that is what it is, meaning of it. So then next user, then next is the deploy user, deploy role, user mapping, deploy user alias. Again, sorry about that sound, dep user. Done this one. The next monitor user. So let me change this to monitor user here. So this is alias name, you can give anything. So monitor here, monitor role, cool. Then the last admin user, admin user, and admin user some alias name. So admin user is belongs to super user role. Done. So if you open and see this stuff, so it will change everything. It's something like look likes, so we can directly make this XML changes as well if you're comfortable, but this we need to restart it, we don't reflect immediately. So we change this RBAC, and we created one admin user. This guy belongs to this particular role, admin super user role. Okay, so done now. It's all done, so that's it. Then there's okay, so let me log in with this users, and we see the stuff. That's it, nothing else more. So, okay, so admin, so let's sign out. The first guy, let me show you only the menu so that you can understand it. So first guy is admin user. So once this guy logins, I think you can see all the tabs over here. So okay, you can see this guy is a big guy. So, okay, super user role. Okay, done. The next what user, the dev user. Okay, dev user. So this dev user is belongs to the development auditor. So you see this only a few tabs. Okay, again sorry about that sound. So auditor, so this guy belongs to an auditor. So this what this guy can be done. So okay, that you can get it from theoretical information. So generally this guy can be done by logs. Okay, so this guy this guy can what auditor, right? So this guy can do sense to read this configuration, only this read and read sense to data, some password related stuff maybe can be done by only audit log read and modify some stuff related to the logs. So this is a standalone logs related. We can view, download, and do what related to the log stuff. This is guy belongs to this dev user, and the next deployment user, dep user, password deployment. So you can see this button. So this guy can do the deployment, whereas development the guy cannot be done that. Okay, so I forgot to show you that. So it's something like, again, if you use the dev, sorry about that sound again. So deployments, I don't have a button here because this guy belongs to auditor roles. Okay, so it's all about that's nothing. Okay, so that's all about this stuff. Based on that role, so you have to understand this table. So what role can be done, what based on that you can assign the user into your requirement. So that's be done 100%. Okay, that's all about this roles in Jboss server. So okay, so thanks for watching this video, and we will meet again on another video. Thank you so much for watching.